All right, you welcome back to getting started with statistical package for social science. Of course, as you can see in a previous video, you will see that the data set or the file inside that flash drive is a data set on the SPSS. Now, what do we do with those data sets? We want to try to run some analysis with those data sets. So what we'll do now is let's go back to our folder. I'll be sharing my screen now for you to see that my folder again. So I'll be sharing my entire screen for you to see my desktop. So I will go back to my desktop now. So this is where I have my data. So you open the folder where you have already saved your data set or the document you copy from the flash drive. So since this is the document, just right click on it. Right click simply means you put your right hand on the cursor and then just click, then this will come up. Then you open the data. Can you see that now? So once you open the data, it will open the statistical package for social science data, as you can see it here. So what do we do with this set of data? You first of all check those data. This is the data view and this is the variable view. Under the variable view, you can see that your gender, which is the sex, the one we call sex, we have male and female. Just try to cross-check those things you have there. We have the age, which range from 25 to 40, 41 to 50, 51 to 60, then 61 and above. So we can move to the qualification. How many qualifications do we have? We have the first degree, we have the uh, associate chartered accountant or a fellow chartered accountant. This is a professional qualification. Then we also have the masters and the PhD. So meaning it has four categories there. So you move away from there, the status. We have the status of the lecturer here, meaning this instrument, the document here, the instrument they key in the data here is actually an instrument for set of lecturers in the university, and that's why they were taking the status of the lecturer as lecturer 2, lecturer 1, senior lecturer, associate professor, professor. So you close it now. Let's move on to the types. The type simply means they were talking about two types of university there, which is state and then the federal university. So move away from there. You can now see the items inside the instrument. So let's go back here now. The first thing you do with your set of data is that you first of all check the data. You know, it's the data they already key in here. When you check the data, you can see that the data has not been compute. The data has not been compute at all. But in case if data have been computed, you don't need to compute the data again. So for this now, the data has not been compute. So we have to go and see how to compute the data. So how do we compute the data? In computing data simply means you want to sum those items inside the questionnaire. So okay, so to know if a data is compute or not, then you just have to check, go back here and check, like I said. Just go back to the end here. If the data is already computed, you see something like a ruler on top at the end here. So, but as for this now, the data is not compute. Then let's go back and then compute the data. So when you want to compute the data, you move on to the top of the statistical package where you see transform. Click on the transform, select compute variable. Now inside this target variable, now you know the reason why you are doing this is that you want to do a test of significance or you want to carry out some analysis in the areas of maybe you want to test for significance, like you want to test for, you want to use t-test or ANOVA or whatever you want to do. So you have to do the target variable. So the targeted variable is the dependent variable. I will explain that. Let's take for instance now, if an hypothesis says, is there significant difference between the uh, is there significant difference between the attitude of the lecturer towards something based on the age? Yes, that attitude that we are talking about, that is the dependent variable. So that means the independent variable now is talking about the status, the status of the lecturer, which are the independent variable. Do you get that now? So the dependent variable is what you are putting here. So you have to check this very well. So when you look at this now,
Community system factor.
so this is CSFQ. What does that CSFQ? What does it stand for? You have to know what it stands for. So for us to know, so for CSFQ, how many are they? They are 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So what does this CSFQ mean? It means committee system factor. Do we get that now? So how many are they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You check it. Let's see the last one. Great. So they are just 20 in number. So go back to your transform now. So go back to compute variable. So the targeted variable now is C. We can write it in full. You can also use this one to just write that CSFQ, which means committee system factor. So once you are done with that, you come back here. Because you want to sum everything up, you type sum. Sum simply means addition. Then once you are done with that, go and click on the parenthesis, which is open and close bracket. Click on it. Now the first variable or the first item in this CFQ is what? Is CFQ1, which you may likely not see it here. Can you see that now? So you have to take a step to go back to this place again. Let's close this and repeat this. So you have to go back and see the first item which you want to compute, which is CSFQ1. Where do you get that? You go back to your variable field. So go back to your variable field. Under your CSFQ1, what is there? You can see the first sentence there is what? The procedure. Okay. So what about the last one? Because you just need the first and the last one. The last one is almost every member. So let's go back to the transform now. Transform, compute variable, C what?
Yes, yes.
So let me go back here so that you can see it here. So transform, compute variable, CSFQ. Then you click sum because you want to add everything. Click on the open and close bracket. The first item there, you look for it, which is this. Can you see that now? The procedure for the constitution of the committee. So you double click on it. You double click on it. So once you double click on it, you see that it jumped to that place. Click your space bar, type 2, click space bar again, then you go and look for the last item in that place, which is almost every member. Can we see that now? Let me put the cursor on it so that it can bring out almost every members of the committee. So you double click on it and it will jump into the bracket. So once you are done with this now, you are through. The next is for you to click OK button. So you click the OK button. So immediately you click the OK button, your targeted variable have been computed successfully. How do we know if it has been computed successfully? Go back and check. You go back and check now. You can see that your CSFQ has been computed successfully. Now you can see that it is putting it on 2 decimal places. So for you to reduce it to whole number, you come back to where you have it down, down, down. You can see this is the reason why it is putting it into 2 decimal places. So you have to go and reduce it back to what? Back to 0. So for that to become an odd number. Can you see that it has turned it back to odd number now? So with this now, you have compute variable for CSFQ successfully. Of course, inside this instrument, we have about of course, in this, you can see that we have three items inside one instrument. So You have seen the CSFQ, which is 1 to 20. Let's see the second one. Let's see the second one, which is LAEQ. LAEQ simply means the lecturer administrative effectiveness questionnaire, the lecturer administrative effectiveness questionnaire. So we want to compute variable for that, but don't forget, you need to know the numbers of items. How many are they? Let's check. How many? How many are they? They are just 20. So meaning you need to know the first item. What is the first item? So go back to your variable view to see the first item. Go back to your variable view to see the first item for the lecturer administrative effectiveness. So see, what is that? Adequate plan. So the last one, what is the last one? The last one too is scriptly maintain. So go back to your transform variable, transform, go to compute variable. Here now, once you get into this place, you need to reset. So reset. So once you reset now, what is the CSFQ? So lecturer, let me type this one in full now. The lecturer, no space, you must not put space. Admin, let me short it to admin. Lecturer administrative questionnaire. Questionnaire. So which simply means, you can put it in brackets, which simply means, what do you call that? Which simply means LAEQ. So you close the bracket and go back. You can see everything I'm putting there. I did not put space because once you put space, it won't run. Now you have to come back here and do what? Sum. Type sum. Open and close brackets. Then you go and look for the first item. What is the first item? What is the first item? Adequate plan. Can you see? Adequate plan for academic, curricular, and co-curricular. So you double click on it, it jump into the bracket. So you can see that once you click it, it will bring the LAQ1. So click space bar, type 2, click space bar again, then go and look for the last item for that place too. What is the last item there? What is the last item? That's maintain cordial. Is that? Okay, strictly maintain discipline among staff. So even when you click it, you know if it is the last one. So once I double click, can you see LAEQ 20? Then that means I've been able to compute variable now. Then you click your OK. You can see illegal name contain, variable name contain an illegal character. So let's see, where is that illegal character? Go and check your this thing, your comma that you put here, the open and close comma. That is what is disturbing it. I just deliberately put that one there. So let's click OK now. Can you see that it runs successfully? So meaning the bracket you put in is an illegal character. So can you see that? I deliberately put that one there so that you know you don't have to bracket that. Can you see? Successfully, then you can see compute lecturer admin questionnaire. It says sum LAQ1 to LAQ20. So we are done with that. So let's go back and do the last one. Say, which one is the last one? Yes, don't forget you have to go and check. Don't forget you have to go and check again. Can you see that it's putting it in 2 decimal places? What do? Good. You go back to your variable view. So under your variable view, you scroll down and reduce the decimal to what? To 0. So once you reduce it to 0, come back here now. You can see that it has reduced this successfully. So let's move on to the third one. The third one, go back to your variable to Q, so which is managerial skill questionnaire. Managerial skill questionnaire. The managerial skill questionnaire is how many? They are just 15 in number. So what is the first one? The skill that enable. The last one is proficiency in. So go back to your transpose, compute variable, reset. Always remember to reset. Anytime you run analysis, you come back there, you have to reset. So which is managerial. So managerial skill questionnaire. Managerial skill questionnaire. So questionnaire. managerial skill questionnaire. So then you come back here. You may decide to put the acronym, which is MSQ, but don't forget you must not put bracket. So come back to the numerical expression, type sum, click your open and close bracket. The reason why I'm using open and close bracket, you know, I did not go and click open bracket or close bracket. That's why I click the open and close bracket so that it can automatically put that here. So from here now, you can now click, go and select the first item. What is the first item? The first item here is what? You go and look for that. Don't forget the first item, the skill that enable. Can you see? So even when you click the skill that enable him or her coordinate all activity. So double click on it, it jump into that place. Click your space bar. The space bar is the longest button on your keyboard. So type 2, click the space bar again, then go and look for the last item, which is proficiency in computer application. Double click on it, it jump. You can verify that your MSQ1 to MSQ15 is there. Then you click OK. When you click OK, what will happen? Click OK. So let's wait and see. Click OK. Yes. Once you click OK, successful. Execute computer managerial skill questionnaire, sum MSQ1 to MSQ15. So at this juncture now, you have successfully compute variable for 3 instruments, which are the CSFQ1, the CSFQ from 1 to what? 20, the LAQ, which is the lecturer administrative questionnaire from 1 to 20 as well, the managerial as well. Don't forget that one too. When you go and check your data view, you see that it's giving you 2 decimal places. Go back to your variable view and make sure you reduce it to what? To 0, so that it becomes an whole number. Can you see that now? So you have successfully do what? Compute variable for the 3. Of course, what are we doing? Let me take you back here now. So I'll just quickly stop sharing my screen now. So what we are doing so far is that we were computing variable. We want to do descriptive analysis at the same time run reliability testing to know if our instrument is reliable or not. So I'm going to go back now. We are done with the computing of the variable. The next now is to do the descriptive analysis. So what do you mean by descriptive analysis? Descriptive analysis simply means you want to see the pattern of the response of your participant. So how many are male? How many are female? Of course, to do that, I'm going to share my screen again. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen for you to see again. So I'll go back to my data set again now. And this is where the analysis starts proper. So what are the demographic pattern did I want to run? When you look at that, your instrument very well, or your data set, you want to see how many are male, how many are female, how many are in age. That age now, you know you don't know anything. How many are 25 to 40 years? How many are 41 to 50 years? For the qualification too as well, you want to know how many are BSc holder, how many are master's holder, how many are PhD holder. Then at the same time, for the lecturer status too, you may want to know how many are lecturer 1, how many are lecturer 2. Then at the same time, the types of institution or the types of university. How many are from state university? How many are from federal university? Those are the demographic data you want to use the descriptive to know. So to know the descriptive, you know, you just see all this now. You go to your analyze, go to descriptive statistic, click your frequency. You click frequency. So under your frequency, what and what do you want to do? Just select how many do you want to do. You only select for, that's why I show you that place. You want to know you want to do the know their response based on gender, based on age, based on qualification, based on status, and based on the types of university. You push everything into the variable box. You can see this is pointing you towards the variable box. Can you see that now? Then if you want to do your chart, probably you want to see in terms of you want to know the bar chart, or at the same time maybe you want to see the histogram, demographic information of the response of the participant using the chart. Whatever chart you want to use. I may decide to use bar chart. I may decide to use bar chart. I may decide to use pie chart. I may decide to use histogram. But I prefer to use bar chart so that it put them, or bar chart to represent them in terms of what? Bar chart. So I'll click continue. Then I will come back and click OK. Can you see that? So it's going to give me the information in terms of that now. So let's scroll down to see the output is going to give me. So you need to give you like a few seconds. In a few seconds, you get the analysis. So this is the outcome of my results. Can you see that? So from here now, I can first of all look at the table. From here, it's trying to tell me we have 109 participants that participate in this study. Out of the 105 participants that participate in this study, 68 of them are male, while 37 are what? Female. And the percentage of the 68 is 64.8%. For the female, we have 37, and the percentage is what? 35.2%. Likewise, the age, it has represent. We only have one participant who is between the age of 25 to 40. Between 41 to 50, we have 79%, which represents 75.2%. In terms of their qualification, those one with masters, they are just 2. Those one with PhD, they are 103. Can you see that? Then I go back to the status. Their status in university, they are all associate professor. That means they are in senior cadre. Can you see that now? Then the types of university as well. 97 of them, 8 of them are from state university, 97 are from what? Federal university. Now let's see it in terms of graph. In terms of graph, the graphical representation. As you can see that using the chart, you can see the male is the blue, while the female is representing green, and you can see the chart. So see the chart on age. Can you see? The chart on the educational qualification, the chart on the status in university, and the chart on the what? On the types of university. So this, I have done the descriptive analysis of the demographic data, So at the same time, I may want to see the pattern as well, the pattern of this participant. I may want to see their pattern based on the items. So if I want to do that now, I will make use of, go back to analyze this. Instead of using frequency count, I will go and make use of descriptive. So I'm using the descriptive now. So which one am I picking? I'm only picking all the, the items. So if I pick all the items now, I can pick them one by one. I may decide to push everything inside, excluding those variables computed. So if I push them here and I come back to this place, I can run for their mean and then the standard deviation just for me to do. Yeah. So if I come back and click OK, so it will definitely run the descriptive analysis of them. Can you see that now? So yes, that is the pattern. So these are the pattern of the items. You can see that now. So the mean for that first one is 37.0. This one, the standard deviation is this. So I can use the benchmark for this one now. If I go back and work the benchmark will be 2.5. So I can start writing my result at the front here to know if whatever, it depends on the question. If they want to know, is their pattern low or high, but depends on what is inside the research question. So because I'm actually using this to answer the research question. So is that clear now? So that is that. We have been able to run the descriptive analysis of that data. So we have been able to run the descriptive analysis of that data. So once I'm done with the descriptive analysis of that data now, I can go back what to do the reliability. I may want to know, is the instrument reliable? That's a question. And in that place, you already stated that in your research question or in the question the examiner may ask you, like what is the, excuse me, what is the internal consistency? When they say what is the internal consistency of the CSFQ? CSFQ mean what? That's community system factor questionnaire. So what is the internal consistency of that instrument? Or what is the internal consistency of, what is the second one? The internal, that's the lecturer administrative effectiveness. What is the internal consistency? Or the last one, which is managerial skill. What is the internal consistencies of the managerial skill? So to do that, you want to, once they say internal consistency, some examiner may say, what is the reliability index? They may say, what is the reliability index? But so that means you want to run the reliability analysis. Or they may say, what is the internal consistency? They both are still talking about reliability. So for you to run that, you go to your analyze, go and look for scale. When you get to scale, click reliability analysis. Here now, you want to know the internal consistency of only the variables. Look at here now. Don't forget, this one is talking about CSFQ1 to 20. What is the last 20? What is that 20? You go and select it. What is the 20? Or if you want to do it, if you don't want to confuse yourselves, you can be counting it. So the first one is the procedure. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 is almost every member. Then you push it inside the item box. So once you put it inside the item box, you come back and click statistic. Come back and click statistic and select scale if item deleted, because you may run the analysis and the instrument may not be reliable, meaning there are some items that are negative which you need to delete. So for you to know those items you want to delete now, you have to click select scale if item deleted, then you click continue. So once you click continue, come back here and type the reliability of that thing inside the scale label. So don't forget, so we are doing the reliability of CSFQ, or you type it in full, whatever pattern you want to do. So once you type that here now, you click OK. Immediately, our reliability result is here. And of course, when you look at it now, how many items are you checking? You are checking 20 items, meaning this, can you see what value is this giving me? It's giving me negative 1.229, which means the instrument is bad. The instrument is not reliable. So for you to report this, you can now say this instrument is not what? It's not reliable looking at this index. In our next video, I'm going to show you how you can interpret and do everything. But what makes this instrument not reliable is because when you look at the profile chamfer of all these instruments, they are all negative. Can you see them? They are all negative, meaning that those items are not good at all. Probably before the researcher go to the field, the researcher did not bother to do what we call to validate the instrument. Because if at the point of, before you go to the field, you validate the instrument, at that point you might have known if the instrument is good or not. But that one is none of our business, because we are just to run the analysis here now. So we have successfully run the analysis for the CSFQ. So let's do the analysis for the second one. You go back to your data again. So go back to analyze, go to scale, go to reliability analysis. Of course, you can see this is here. Always remember to do what? To reset. So what is the second instrument you want to check the internal consistency? You remember, so the last 20, don't forget, okay, maybe you do something before you go and do anything at all. You go and check what are you running analysis for? What do you want to test the reliability increment? So that is from adequate plan, which is LAQ, LAEQ1 to LAEQ20. So what is LAEQ20? Confirm that, strictly maintain. So you have seen adequate plan to strictly maintain. So go back here now, select analyze and click scale reliability. Then what is the first one? Adequately plan. Did you see that? Adequately plan. Can you see that? So you highlight. So for you to highlight this, put your left hand on the shift button, press it down as if you want to press your bar. Then click your down arrow, put your right hand on the down arrow and be pushing down till you see strictly maintain. Can you see the strictly maintain? And push everything here. You can confirm if they are up to 20. You can confirm. You can confirm 1, 2, 3, or you can even confirm here. Can you confirm that? So once you are confirmed that there are 20 items that you are looking for and they are not different from what is in the variable view, go to statistic and select scale if item deleted. Click continue. Don't forget to label. So what are we labeling now? So that is reliability. Reliability of LAEQ, or probably you can type it in full and click OK. Is this reliable? Great. This is reliable. Can you see the result? Because it is giving me 0.638. And the benchmark says anything from 0.6 upward is reliable. So that means this instrument is reliable. And even if you want to make this instrument to be more reliable, look for the negative. Is there any negative? Do we have any negative? None. But we have some with low coverage alpha, something like 0.5. That means this item is somehow weak. Any other one, 0.5. We have seen another 0.5. If you want, if before you validate the instrument, you do this now, you can delete those items. If you delete those items, you see that your reliability index will be very high. So, but we don't need that. The only thing we need here is to just copy this box, which is the reliability result of this, and then you can see that the scale, the reliability of LAE. You just need to copy this and put it on wherever you want to put it. If it is for project, you put it on where you do your what is it called? Your chapter 4. But if it is for examination purpose, you just make sure you put it on your booklet. So it depends on the level you are taking it. So at this point now, you have been able to do the reliability coefficient. So can we go and do the last one? Or if you have any set of data, I will give you, let me just be fast and do that because of my time. Just go and put the variable. Don't forget, you need to reset. Reset and click this. So you are doing reliability index. Go and check those things you want to do reliability for first, which is skill that enable. That is the first one. What is the last one? The last one. So you have to confirm proficiency. Can you see that? So once you confirm it, go back to your data view, then go back to analyze, go to scale, and click what? Once you get to scale, click reliability analysis. You have to reset. So what is the first item there? The first item we check now. Okay. If you are not getting the first item, because there are 15, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Can you see that? That is the skill that enable. Put your left hand to press shift down. Then you click the down arrow key till you see the last item, which is proficiency in computer. So push everything into the text item. For you to confirm, you confirm if they are adequate with all the items you put down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15. Can you see that? Then go back to click statistic, click scale if item deleted, click continue. Then don't forget to type inside your scale label. So that is reliability of MSQ. Can you see that now? And you click OK. So good. This item is reliable, highly reliable. The item is highly reliable. So just copy only the reliability statistic table and put it on your chapter 4, or you put it on your booklets if it is for exam sake. Can you see that? So far, so good. We have been able to do descriptive analysis. Sorry, we have been able to compute variable. We have been able to do descriptive analysis, and we have been able to run the reliability index of all our instruments. In our next video, we'll be doing test of significance. Test of significance. To know test of significance will be coming under t-test. We'll also be doing for that of analysis of variance as well. So thank you, and God bless you all.